What is going on? So let's get back to work. And as I mentioned in the last video, the woman was scaled up a little too big before, so I did scale her down. I didn't record it or anything because I didn't think it was really necessary to show. So she did get scaled down a little bit. But the first thing we're going to do today is I'm just going to add some more computer monitors kind of scattered around my feet. So let's cut this out. So let's select that. Copy that. Just bring that in here. I'm gonna put that behind the iMac. And I'm gonna flip it horizontally. Yeah, let's put it right about like that. And let's do some adjustments. And just darken that whole thing up a little bit. I'm just going to turn off this levels adjustment briefly, just so I can quickly. I want to select the screen. I went blank there for a second. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to use the path. I tried to use the polygon selection tool, but these old monitors have some curve to them. Let's make selection. Just gonna copy that, call that screen, scream, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it like that. So let me grab some more. I have a bunch of screenshots I took from my various videos and some from Instagram. Let's do the Sue Storm one. Select all, copy that, paste that in, and I'm just gonna scale that down. Let's zoom in so I can see what I am doing. And let's just roughly scale that to the size of the monitor. So I'm going to clip that to the screen so it doesn't overlap it at all. And I'm going to duplicate that scream copy, and I'm going to put that on lighten. Then I'm just going to put it on screen, sorry, not lighten. Bring my blacks up, just so I can see that crack, those glass cracks. I'm going to duplicate the screen again, and put that on multiply. And again, this time I'm going to bring the whites over. Alright, I think that looks cool, but gotta put a clipping mask. And where the hole is, I'm just going to get rid of the screen altogether. Maybe like fade it a little bit. I think that looks good. So let's try putting an outer glow on that screen so it looks like it's glowing. And let's go back to our iMac. I'm going to duplicate the main iMac layer. I'm going to turn down the fill. Turn off the color overlay. Do a bevel. Why is it not showing up? Oh, that's why it's not showing up. There you go. Make that a lot smaller. And that looks good. And that's just to get some of the light from the lightning and from the light from the second monitor. Give it some depth because these iMacs are kind of flat looking. And I'm going to put a mask and just get rid of the highlight down here. Alright, so let's grab another monitor. And let's try this one. Yeah, I think I got a bit of the shadow down there, but that's not a big deal. That is fine. Paste this in. Whoa. I'm not sure where I want this. Maybe have one behind her. One there, maybe. And put a bit of a bevel on it so it has some more depth to it. Too much. Let's bring that back a little bit. And let's cut out our screen. This one I can use a polygon lasso because it's just a flat shape. So let's go back to our screenshots. Yeah, just grab like this one. That's fine. Select all, copy, paste that in, and it's huge. And I'm just gonna distort this so it roughly fits our screen. And let's duplicate that screen and put it on screen. And maybe here, maybe like there. Behind her butt. I think that works. And because you don't see much of it, I'm going to duplicate it and put it back in the back here. And then I'm just gonna rotate it this way. Alright, so now I'm gonna kind of add some detail to this mound I'm standing on. It's gonna be a mound of like computer monitors, obviously, but just other random computer junk. So here I got a pile of junk. So I'm just gonna very roughly grab some of this junk. So let me paste that junk in. Doesn't seem like a very comfortable place to lay, so I feel bad for her. I really do. So I'm going to merge all of this, the black part, and I'm gonna clip it to that. Just gonna scale that up a little bit. Now it's way too light. I need to darken that down a lot. And I'm going to turn the saturation down on this so there's not so much color coming from it. Alright, so now I'm going to darken up my junk pile a little bit more. I can make some shadows and things of that nature. So I'm just going to paint in with some black. Turn that down a little bit. And I'm just going to start darkening this up. I'm not worried about seeing any of the details of the junk pile. I just want the vague implication of a junk pile. How's that looking? I think it looks good. So let me add a keyboard laying around there. So let's just cut this out. I'm not going to be too crazy about my mask here because this is going to be just a very small part of the image, and it's going to be dark and you're not going to see very much, so I'm not worried about getting my path here all too exact. I'll make exact paths when I have to, but if it's just something like this, I'll just do it quick and dirty. What kind of weird foreign keyboard is this? Those are not, I don't know what those symbols are. Is it like Cyrillic or something? Like Russian or something? I have no idea. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna see it. So I'm just gonna have this off like right here-ish. Let's go back to our mound layer and just add some more shadows here. Some like right there, some there. You know what, let's go back to our junk pile for 1 second. And let's find a random piece of junk to clip out. Here's one. That's enough of that. Copy that, paste that in. Where did that paste? There it is. I'm gonna put that in front of the woman, just so I have something like overlapping her legs a little bit. And, you know, I want to add one more piece of junk overlapping her right about there. Let's go back to our junk pile. Let's close that out. We don't need that anymore. Junk, 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 junk. All right. Alright, let's make that selection. And let's call this front junk. Looks okay to me. And I'm just going to desaturate that just so I don't have any. Actually, you know what? Not totally. Let's leave a little bit of color in there. Alright, so I got my two junk pieces overlapping on top of her. I think that looks better. That adds a little more depth to it. Ooh, my eyes. My eyes are dry. I just wanted something to overlap the keyboard. Let's clip it so it looks like it's behind this thing here. So next, what shall we do next? Oh, I know what I'll do next. Got some folders here. I'm just gonna cut out this top folder. So this folder is going to be like a desktop folder, and spilling out of it is going to be a bunch of pictures of other works I've done. I don't have those images ready to go, so I'm just going to do the folder for right now, and later I'm going to put the images spilling out. So, but I'm going to make it blue here. I'll show you. It's going to be a desktop folder like this, like this guy here, like your typical Mac blue desktop folder. So let's go back to our mound layer and paint in some more shadows. And let's go back into the woman and let's just darken her area up behind this junk pile a little bit. It might be a little too much. Let's take some of that back a little bit. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to do maybe one more thing here, and then I'll call it a night. I'm going to start painting in some of the some of the red lighting effects from the monitor. So I'm going to start doing that on his pants. So I'm just going to find his pants layer. Let's make a new layer. Let's put it on screen for now. Take a sample of that red. Kind of just roughly start painting in that glow. I'll refine it a little more as I go, but first I'm just gonna roughly paint it in. Let's go up here, paint in some of this. That was pretty good, but it's a little too intense right now, so I need to go back in with the eraser and just take it back some. Alright, so now I'm going to paint some of those red highlights on her arm here. And then I think I'm going to call it a night. So let's find the woman layer. Go to her arm layer. And I'm going to do the same thing. Kind of slowly paint this in. I guess this arm would get a little bit of the red too, so let's paint that in. Again, just take that back some. Now this screen probably wouldn't cast this much red light off of it and create all these red highlights, but we're exaggerating. In case you haven't noticed, this image is exaggerated. In case that wasn't blatantly obvious. But I'm gonna end it there. Thanks for watching. Take care.